any louder on my phone.
Well, anyway, what's going on, Taco Squad? It's your boy Roman, aka Mr. Anime 343, and I'm actually joined today by Dee the Sinner and the Bleeding Shadow. So today's topic I want to focus on is the abomination known as High Guardian Spice that has been actually released by Crunchyroll.
aka bootleg Owl House.
Exactly, the
Ah,
bootleg.
jeez. They're trying to be the Owl House. No one can be the fucking Owl House. The Owl House stands on its own in awesomeness.
Exactly. Plus, it's also the Halloween season, I was also thinking about let's talk about some of our favorite horror anime or sort of our favorite ghost stories, and
Anything
also
by Junji Ito for going Halloween wise.
oh come on, Juji Ito is actually awesome. I mean, the way he actually makes his art is just
Oh, we're complaining about stuff because I was just naming something I like.
no. I'm not complaining about that. I'm talking about some things that we really like that actually just kind of brings up the spirit of Halloween. Because I know
Yes,
I
but
like Juji.
come on. I mean, the man is so good at his job that his stuff appears in various things. Steven
I know.
Universe, for example.
Whoa,
Example.
whoa, whoa,
Someone
whoa,
had
whoa,
to
whoa,
ask
whoa.
someone had to ask Rebecca Sugar when they showed the kindergarten for the first time, and she actually admitted that she drew inspiration from Junji Ito's thing of the body shaped holes in the mountain. And it's like,
Oh,
thank you, Rebecca. I'm never going to be able to watch that episode without being creeped out again. Because all I can remember from that particular comic is, this is my hole. It was made for me. Shoom.
well, actually, all I gotta say is I want to talk about including Gigi Ito, like some of the stuff that we really like about whether it's horror anime, favorite ghost stories, some of our favorite some of our favorites. Clearly,
I'm gonna go to the Discord and see if I can switch to my iPad because at this rate the sound is killing me on my phone.
all right, all right. Well, anyway, I was actually thinking of actually trying out something, and I wanted to actually see about what would be pretty interesting to talk about. I know that High Guardian Spice is just absolutely abhorrent. I really don't want that series actually being around anywhere. And they even go as far as putting gender identity into the series. Seriously, nobody even cares anymore. We're just so fed up with this. And these leftists, they just actually defend it and white knight this as a way of actually trying to say, oh, look what we made. Look what we made. Yeah, you made crap. That's what. Absolute.
Hey, you know what the worst part is? They're losing actual good Western cartoons like Infinity Train and The Owl House for quote unquote Western anime.
Oh, Jesus. No. Anime is actually from Japan. I mean, I could actually stand some Korean animation, but that's to an extent. I mean, I really like Squid Game. That show, even though it's actually made for South Korea, I really like that show. It's actually just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's really violent, and it just actually shows the depravity of what people could do when forced into situations where they actually have to play games all the time. Yeah, and just for a fact that I'm still trying to figure out this Western anime BS like Ruby. They butchered Ruby after Volume 3. I'm still pissed. I mean, Monty is practically spinning in his freaking grave right now. That's all I got to say about that. He is
I mean, if
spinning in
you
his
really think about it, everyone is spinning in their grave. I mean, just look at Steven Hillenberg, Stan Lee, etc.
exactly the way that these and if freaking uh South
And
Park is
once Black Panther 2 comes out, I'm betting Chadwick Boseman will also be he's spinning his grave.
yeah, that's my probable thought, but also I say has some very bad news. Turns out one of my sous chefs that I used to work with back when I first started with my job, she apparently passed away recently, and I'm actually going to be going to her service later on tonight.
Oh.
Oh,
What happened to Dee Dee?
it's right here. You got Moxie now.
Sorry, I couldn't find the avatar I used for my phone, so I went with Moxie.
Yeah, that's a change. I mean, it's actually perfect. Freaking Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss. I mean, whether it's actually Angel Dust or Moxie, they're both pretty good characters. Oh, hold on. Oh God, Hocus Pocus down there, Dio.
I put a spell
Okay,
on
I love the
you.
arrangement because it looks like Moxie's like, who the fuck let Bette Midler in?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
tell me, look at the avatar I'm using and tell me it doesn't look like Moxie's wondering why the fuck Bette Midler's here.
Also, Didi, I'm glad that you are feeling better today. And same to you as well, Mr. A.
Oh, it wasn't the fact I wasn't feeling well the last couple of days. It's the fact I've started babysitting, so afternoons are gonna be kind of bad for me.
Ah, okay.
yeah, and
Oh
like
wait,
I said,
but
By
what
the
does
way,
that
how
mean?
is your career?
I'm doing pretty good.
I was talking about Dee Dee, but okay.
I'm just watching my neighbor's kids. They're fun to talk to. They like anime.
But wait,
Yeah,
Didi. Now, question though, what does that mean for the sessions?
Dionysus, I'm only watching them on weekdays. I'm getting them off the
Oh wait,
bus.
Jay. Okay.
And even
Might
then
be.
I would warn everyone if I was expected to stay overnight or something.
Okay then. I.
yeah. Anyway, I was actually, kind of wanted to talk about like that, only just like horror based anime video games, but also like some of our favorite ghost stories that we used to remember as kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sad about High Guardian Spice because I do like the design of some of the characters, but the people in the background who are claiming, "Oh, we're very diverse," I'm like, "You're a fucking loaf of white bread. Let me
Exactly.
know when you get pumpernickel and stuff, and then I'll believe you're diverse."
Not just that, but I do have to agree. The designs are okay, if not mid at best. Like, if it wasn't for the woke bullcrap, I could get behind it. But what really taints it is the wokeness, as well as the damn, agenda being hand-fisted to you. Like the whole trans character, like instead of it just being, oh no, I used to be a guy or I used to be a girl, and leave it at that. It's like, no, let's hold your hand and explain what this trans person is, their existence, as if they are some kind of creature that we need to discover and, talk about like it's National Geographic.
You know what? This is all you have to do. You say, like, let's say you're a trans woman. You say, "My name's Regina. My name used to be Richard." And that's enough to tell me, okay, you're transgender. That's cool. I know to call
Exactly.
you she and her and stuff.
Exactly. There's no need for it to go on like that. And one thing that really annoyed me as a fucking fanboy is the cross-dresser scene where, first of all, listen, if you're going to be a cross-dresser, you need to own that shit. And secondly, how that dude reacted was way, way outlandish. It's that typical strawman argument bullcrap where, oh, you're a freak and I have to overreact like this and yada yada yada. And also, just to throw it out there, anime does it so much better because
Hell, the
whenever
creator of Rocco's Modern Life did it better. Ralph Bighead. And they have to find them so that they can make a new cartoon of the fatheads. We meet Ralph, and and they say, "Well, I'm not really Ralph anymore. I'm Rachel." And it's like, okay, that's good enough for me. You're now Rachel. You're trans female. Okay. And
that
they even had Mr. Bighead, or Ed Bighead as his actual name, having a tough time with this because he lost a son but he gained a daughter. But he learned in the end.
yes,
Fucking Rocco's Modern Life did it better than these wokey crap shit.
yes, and also
Are you
throwing out
talking
there
about that
again the whole
Netflix movie?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and also just throwing out to the whole anime thing where you got Astolfo, Hidori, Felix Argyle, the list goes on. Whenever there's a fanboy slash trap character, yes, the main character freaks out for a bit because it's like, oh, I thought you were a damn girl all this time, holy crap! But it's later, after that, is treated as a normal thing. You look at Komi Can't Communicate, which is a very wholesome, cute anime. I highly recommend
I
it.
need to check that out. It's just been released on Netflix because I still have the app for Netflix because the only reason I haven't canceled it is because my dad likes to watch it and I don't want to punish my dad just because of my principles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
unfortunately,
um,
if I could actually throw in my 2 cents here, I think that shows like Big Mouth, shows like High Guardian Spice, they should be thrown in a closet or freaking had a padlock put on it and be forgotten through through throughout eternity.
I actually watched the seasons that were out so far. I don't know if I'm gonna look at the newest season, but I got curious and unfortunately I ran out of stuff to watch at the time, so I watched the seasons of Big Mouth Their War at the time. And one of the first episodes is, wouldn't this be considered child P? And it's like, oh, if it's animated, it's okay. I'm like, I am having conflicting feelings about this because, yes, it's not a real child, but they're still showing the child's dingling. And yet
yeah,
we'll yell at people who defend Loli.
because it's
Yeah,
the whole rules for the but not for me shtick.
yeah, exactly. And we back. Speaking of lolies, my friend JSFIS4 has been being attacked by these like freaking leftist Puritans on one of his videos, and I've been trying to stand up for the guy too. Okay,
I mean, so I know who you're talking about. That jackass who was just basically wanting to sniff his own farts. He didn't want to listen to reason, and he just came up as an asshole.
basically they just want to actually show that they're morally superior by giving us like the false. They can't tell the difference between fiction and reality. There
Look,
is a line.
look, I'm just gonna say this. Again, as long as everyone is legal, fictional, or not, I don't care what you do in your bedroom as long as everyone is legal consenting adults. Doesn't matter what they look like. But if these assholes are going to be like, oh, Loli is child P, then they need to renounce Big Mouth too because holy shit, they show kids masturbating and stuff and then say, oh, well, this is the great thing you can show your kid to teach them about puberty and stuff. And I'm like, it's still children jacking off and stuff. How is this okay? But someone who's like 20 or something that looks like 14 is not okay.
And not just that, but don't forget, they will turn a blind eye when a fucking drag queen twerks in front of children and teaches them how to twerk, as well as crawl towards the child in Daisy Duke shorts. That is a no-no. But I guarantee you, if it was a woman in a maid outfit or some cute little outfit, they would freak out and say, "This is CP. This is not OKKK."
How? Wait. How is it CP if the woman in the sexy outfit is an adult?
If she's in
That
front of children.
But that doesn't make sense. In order for it to be CP, the child has to at least be naked from the waist down, at least.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're mentally challenged. That's the thing. They are all
That's
mentally.
why it's called CP, because you're doing it to a child. A, well, I'll agree, maybe a woman in a sexy outfit shouldn't be doing that. It's not CP if it's an adult woman. It's just regular P.
But I mean,
Yeah,
the point here is they will stand up for these drag queens that absolutely are disgusting towards children. But anything else that's fictional, or whatever, they will treat as a war crime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Need I point out the fucking Orange movie? And for anyone wondering why I call it the Orange movie, just just type in brand name oranges and you'll eventually see a brand name that matches the movie that I call the Orange movie.
And I felt so sorry for that brand name too.
yeah. Also, guys, I think I actually found my new muse for what I'm planning on doing in November.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
And you should. Oh, by the way, before I forget, first off, to kind of finish out this sentence, this conversation, again, notice how, when Dave Chappelle made a joke that we would have forgotten if it wasn't for these, idiots, notice how they, protested and wanted him gone ASAP. But when the Orange, air quotes, movie came out, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they said nothing. They did nothing. They just were like, this is a brave and bold movie that needs to happen because a black milady made it.
No, here's how you make this movie work with your message. First of all, you make the girls around mid to late teens, still underage, like maybe from 15 to 16. And then you get women who are in their early 20s and short enough that you could mistake them for teenagers and have them do this movie. Because then at least it's legal adults and you're not exploiting children just to make a message. That's like me shooting a dog and saying animal cruelty is wrong. Yes, but I didn't have to shoot the fucking dog in the process.
oh,
Exactly.
yeah,
But okay, now with
I
that
got
being
blocked by PETA because they were ragging on Steve Irwin a couple years back. And I said, didn't y'all take a little girl's chihuahua puppy and put it down? And I was blocked. And it's like, oh, you don't like me pointing that shit out, huh? You
because
fucking hypocrites.
how dare you bring facts to the table? That they're afraid of facts. PETA, the woke, they're all afraid of facts and treat it like it's the bubonic plague.
And their excuse to explain why they did it. Well, we thought it was a stray that we took from someone's backyard as opposed to seeing it, running in the streets or something. Now, if the dog had gotten loose, the owners didn't realize it at the time. Okay, it's a sad thing, but I could possibly see them mistaking it for a stray. But they went up to a fenced backyard and yoinked the Chihuahua puppy out of the backyard and put it down. And they said, we're sorry, when people were like, you killed a little girl's dog. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the
I
only
mean,
reason they apologized, because they were getting yelled at about it. Guarantee you, if
yeah,
no one had said anything, they'd have never once thought about apologizing.
exactly. You're not sorry. You're sorry that you got caught, just like a bully. You're not
Or you're
sorry
sorry
for
that you're getting called out for this shit.
exactly. But no, I mean to kind of jump on over to Mr. A's ideas for November, the redo of Healer. I honestly think perhaps instead of just doing redo of Healer, why not do a lot of controversial anime? Like
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Matt.
hey Matt, but like you can
Hey, Matt.
do
Oh, it ruined the lineup now. Now Moxie is staying at Shadow's avatar instead of Bette Midler.
a
Sorry.
Here. Okay, I'm gonna switch. There we go.
Okay. Look,
I just had to
like
switch
this
everyone
setup
around.
because
Okay?
it looks like Moxie's like, when did Bette Midler die?
Oh,
There.
dude.
So I switched everyone around. Okay. So that way, Moxie could still look at Bette Midler and all that stuff. But yeah, I kind of like your idea, but I'm actually working out on a script about.
Or wait. This becomes even better. If we go with the fact that it's Bette Midler as Winifred Sanderson from the movie Hocus Pocus, it's Moxie meeting one of the rare cases of a witch ending up in hell. Because supposedly in lore, or from what I've read for Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel, most witches only end up in hell as if they were black witches, which obviously Winifred and her sisters would be. Apparently, the white witches or the pure light witches go to heaven. Go
I
figure.
mean, that's at least nice. Like, I mean, it's not the whole, witches are evil. It's like, what magic you use and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like Moxie's so used to witches choosing to be light or gray immorality that they're safe from hell, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, a witch. Why the fuck is there a witch in hell? I thought they all did white magic.
But to answer your question there, Dio, I do plan on talking about other controversial anime and stuff like that. But for now, I just want to focus on Redo a Healer because basically I want to make that as the bread and butter of my channel. Just Redo a Healer content and try to actually piss off all the Puritans, see if I can actually really get them riled up. Because let's just say, I'm a glad for punishment.
Oh,
Hey, it's always fun. It's always good fun seeing twatter Puritans getting all riled up and shit.
Dude, make sure you make a mental note to review that one manga that Giguk, Gipuke, had an issue with last night. I reincarnated as a woman's vagina or whatever.
Holy shit.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's like that one movie that I think Cinema Snob, it was who did it. I could be wrong and it could have been someone else. But someone who is on Channel Awesome or was, because again, I don't know who reviewed it. But the movie was about a woman whose vag started speaking. And the only way you could shut it up was to shove a penis in it.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa. Yeah. And basically, that's not the only thing that's actually, that ever happens to a woman's JJ. Basically, you ever heard of the movie Teeth?
Oh god, no. Oh god, no.
Someone actually drew in an African country actually drew inspiration from that movie because this woman who was working as a nurse, she kept getting women coming in who were, victims of RAPE, and they were like, I just wish I had something down there to make them stop. And coincidentally, this nurse was watching Teeth, and she's like, you know what? Let's make something similar to the menstrual cup, only in reverse of how it goes in. And she used shark teeth, so any guy who stuck his thing in there, he wouldn't be able to get it off without medical assistance, and that's how you would kill.
Ooh.
You know what?
The only
He
problem
deserves it.
is, considering there are women who have lied about these kinds of things, what's to stop a woman who wants to lie about this sticking one of those things in her, and
And see,
having to die hurt in the process?
See, that's the thing right there. Like, first of all, major props to the woman who thought of that idea because her mind wasn't a good place. Like, she wanted to help people, right? Like, massive props to her in respect. But like Didi, pointed out, there's the whole what if you come across the individual who wants to, be a woman, right? Be a third wave feminist and get a poor guy in trouble because you're a
I'll
piece
be
of
right
shit.
back. I gotta go to the kitchen real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I mean, what is to stop, that from happening?
Yeah, exactly. And also, word of warning to anyone who has actually come in to join us. We do talk about like some crazy shit here, but
Sorry,
if you
my
start
dad
losing
got me a
brain
biscuit.
cells, if you start losing brain cells because you're actually watching us, that's on you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm tired of people saying I've lost brain cells, and it's like, you're the dumbass who decided to watch, so how many
It's
did you
just like
really have?
it's a stupid thing like I've seen several times, in the past when I was like looking at BBWs or SSBBWs and 3D stuff on YouTube. There's always this one or a lot of dumbasses like, oh my god, this is so disgusting. Dude, the title literally says woman eating food. What did you expect? This ain't your stuff. This ain't your fucking kink or whatever. Go away. That would be like me
Yeah,
going on a drink.
that's what I usually tell anime haters, but they ain't fucking listening, man.
Exactly like this. I've seen that several times too when someone would say, oh my god, this anime looks stupid. Why are you here? Why are you commenting? Like I'm not gonna go on a fucking Twilight YouTube clip where and say, oh my god, Twilight's the lamest fucking romance movie. Like, no. Why am I gonna waste my time with that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I say the same thing to people who go on to fan fictions and say, "Oh, this is so stupid. I can't believe you wrote this. I read it and it didn't fulfill me." I'm like, then why'd you fucking stay after like the first chapter, huh? Why'd you fucking stay?
Exactly. Like, you're the one that said, hey, it'll be a great idea to watch this.
I
to read
mean,
this.
they wouldn't be wrong if they're talking about the sequel trilogy. That was a roast towards Disney.
Yeah, I hate the sequel trilogy. That shit should
most
just actually.
I think most everyone with a brain hates the sequel trilogy, dude.
My problem with the sequel trilogy is it should have focused on fucking Finn. No one wanted to know about fucking Rey. We wanted to know about fucking Finn because holy hell, a stormtrooper who broke the conditioning and could use a fucking lightsaber, meaning he has to be a force user because only force users can use the fucking lightsabers. And then Kathleen bitch decided to throw all lore out the window so she could make her own fanfic shit.
Oh
Yeah.
god, I actually got
One
an
thing
idea.
I do want to say. One thing I do want to say is congratulations to Jar Jar Binks for no longer being the most hated Star Wars character, since that honor now goes to L337, aka the Ramen Bot, in Solo, where she's trying to fight for
God, I
blood
hated that
quality. Like,
Yeah,
it's
say
so
what you want
hilariously
about the
stupid.
Say what you want about the prequel trilogy. At least it redeemed itself with the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and basically,
and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith was pretty good, but mostly the Clone
And then
Wars.
they decided to do Rey as the granddaughter of Palpatine. And it's like,
Because why not?
why would you ruin one of the greatest villains in cinema history? Why?
I got a special place for those people, including Kathleen Kennedy. Get the
Detroit?
No, Detroit!
Take that to Detroit!
Not Detroit!
Hang on. Let me get the soundboard ready.
All right, ready? Take that to Detroit.
Okay, hang on. Not ready.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Take that to Detroit.
Like, I mean, let's look at Hocus Pocus. It's more of a comedy movie, but the Sanderson sisters are fucking better than Rey from the Star Wars sequel.
Do wholeheartedly agree.
Exactly.
And the movie is supposed to be a family fucking comedy. You fucked up when a family comedy has better characters than something that's supposed to be more serious.
I mean, I still wish I could get over that damn Luke drinking fucking space blue milk.
Yeah.
Like, that was just... And here's a little fun fact for you, by the way. There's deleted scenes, of course, but one of the deleted scenes was where Luke is training Rey a little bit more. Well, that clearly got booted because we need that space milk, right? Well, we need that joke, air quotes there, of Luke drinking blue milk. Because, haha.
Yeah, gotta own us fucking gamers and fucking nerds.
And one thing I do want to throw out there, it's like what I heard lack of entertainment brought up several times in his videos. It's the fact that these idiots, they're not writing stories, they're just wanting to ruin our characters like a bully does in school, where they would take your notebook or your art book and draw a penis on the character's head and say, now your character's gay. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, because I'm gonna... You see, I'm babysitting my neighbor's boys. Normally, she'd have her 13-year-old watch them until one of them got home. Her or her husband, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But she says she'd feel more safer knowing there was, an adult at her house. And it's like an hour or two before she or her husband gets home, so it's not really, that big a strain. Plus, I'm sure they'd let me know if something came up that I'd have to stay longer, But their 13-year-old daughter, she is good at drawing. She showed me some of her drawings. She can look at a screenshot from an anime and mimic it perfectly.
Wow, nice.
So,
I hope,
thanks for telling me that, Dionysus, because I need to let her know if her bully ever ruins any of her sketches to take the sketchbook and hit the girl upside the head.
Yeah, I mean, suplex that motherfucker. Because, first of all, you're drawing, she could be, if she puts her mind to it and wants to do it and blah, 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 she could be a actual animator, in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she should be.
I mean, just imagine it. She brings back cartoon animations, right? She puts it back on the map, none of this cow art crap or anything like that.
Well, they also have Netflix and
But I like
Disney.
cow art.
I like shows like Steven Universe and stuff. I have no problem with cow art. It's just that it's gotten to where there's no variety. The 90s had varieties of art styles for their cartoons. Now it's basically, Meatloaf again.
Yeah, exactly. And CalArts is pretty much cookie cutter style. Where's the originality in some stuff? We want originality. We want something unique.
Now, to be fair, I do think the Ghost and Marty McGee's art style isn't cow arts, because usually with cow arts it's that whole bean mouth thing, and Marty's mouth is not the shape of a bean every time she smiles. It's more of a triangle.
Ah. So then I'm going to have to sit down and watch, though, because I have yet to watch The Ghost of Molly McGee.
You
Even though I know
should.
that
Is
there's
it good?
34 of them, surprisingly.
Wait,
And also,
Dio, is it any good?
oh yes, I mean, also you can ask Dee Dee too. She also seen it, but like, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, the jokes are there, and it's not woke. And also, Master Shake voices Ghost, and I just found out that the voice actress of Sasha from Attack on Titans voices Molly, which was kind of hilarious.
Look, Amphibia, Owl House, and the Ghost and Molly McGee are so far the only cartoons from the West I can suggest to people that it might be good. My friend Emma, who usually does mostly anime fan fictions, has actually done a couple crossovers with the Owl House
Huh.
and My Hero Academia. Luz has light powers.
Wait, what
Says
about
her name.
Middlemost Post? That one was actually pretty decent.
What about what?
Middlemost Post. It's a Nickelodeon cartoon that's probably going to get canceled because SpongeBob overtakes everything.
Why won't
But yeah,
Why won't SpongeBob die? You think the show would have ended after the creator died, but no. It's like they got the shriveled up husk and they're pouring water in it to try and rehydrate it again.
And SpongeBob's like, "Let me die, please."
I
okay,
still
but
get
like
money
I
from you,
said,
so no.
well, in all seriousness though, Middlemost Post
And
is
right
actually a pretty
next to
decent cartoon.
and right next to SpongeBob, you see a curtain with the Fox logo, and you see Homer or Bart lying on a bed, like, let me die.
I mean, to be fair, we could also put like Family Guy too, because Seth MacFarlane has stated that he wanted Family Guy to end, but Fox is like, no.
That might explain why he keeps doing so many
I
things that
mean,
aren't
since
funny and are
Fox
mean
owns
spirited.
since Fox owns Disney now, not that, but
Fine.
Disney now owns Fox, it's probably gonna end.
Okay.
I mean,
because the Family Guy is.
Can anyone here name the last time they watched The Simpsons? And watching the Treehouse of Horror once a year does not count.
I have the first 3 seasons on DVD, if that's anything.
Hold on, 404 not found.
No, I mean recent shit. Nothing from the first few seasons. I mean recent. Because I think
No.
the last time I watched The Simpsons was like maybe the first or second season after the movie. And I just couldn't anymore because I'm like, the movie would have been a perfect way to end the show.
Yeah.
But no.
You know,
we gotta keep milking that shriveled up yellow cow. Cow with the blue hair because money.
We need money.
Okay, I haven't been watching any recent Simpsons episodes, but I did hear that Bill Chipper was in one of them.
Yeah, but considering he only appears in like one scene, you can just look up that one scene on YouTube and you got what you want to see. Now, if they had a whole episode where Bill is like torturing Lisa or something, with like, come on, shake my hand, come on, come on, come on, then I'd be willing to watch the whole episode. But one scene where he yells, "Buy crypto, suckers," is not enough for me to watch an episode.
Yeah, and also one thing I do want to throw out there too, before I forget. Swinging back to the outhouse one moment. So apparently, like, yes, we are getting the 3rd season, yada yada yada. But the reason why the show is getting axed, according to Clownfish TV, if I'm not mistaken, it's because the outhouse doesn't fit with the Disney's not morality. Shit, I forgot the word at the moment. it
It's
doesn't fit to that
basically a thing
standard.
of you gotta watch from in every episode in order in order to get the storyline. Whereas if you have something where things are contained to one episode, it doesn't matter which episode
It
comes on.
doesn't contain to Disney's image.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't.
Personally, I think it's getting canceled because of the queer representation. Not this, hey, let's wait until the show's finally over to say, oh yeah, Luce is bisexual.
And
Let's,
here's the thing. That
actually in the show say she is fucking bisexual and give bisexual people like me something we want. Not this, let's reskin a character or let's wait till the show's over so we can get as many fucking episodes as possible. Hell, Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls, drugged Disney in June of last June because Disney was like, "We support our queer customers," and he's like, "You motherfuckers wouldn't let me put a lesbian couple in my show." And I couldn't say anything about Blubs and his partner until the show was over, you motherfuckers.
not just that, but though also the outhouse is being cancelled, so clearly you don't stand for the LGBT. You just stand for it if it makes you look good. Look at the movies, for instance. Every time a movie comes out, everybody, we have our very first, like
Oh
they have used
yeah,
that.
I follow a YouTuber who does reviews
And
of queer culture and movies and stuff called Matt Baum, and I follow him on Twitch. And we were talking about Disney and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, haven't they had like 20 first gay characters? He started cracking up and said, yeah, they always seem to have their first gay character, but don't film enough that just so they can cut those parts out or change the wording a little for countries like China.
Exactly, there you go. Like you have the character
hey,
say, "I'm gay," only for them to say in China, "I like chicken." To just change it so subtly. Like you don't support the LG. The outhouse had the cojones to just flat out say, "Yeah, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. This is bisexual. What up?"
hey,
Just
if
get
I could just get this off my chest. This is one of the reasons why I hate Disney. They would rather throw in the money to make something woke instead of something like Gravity Falls Season 3, Wander Over Yonder Season 3, The Owl House Season 3, anything involving their movies.
Holy shit, they became what's that company's name? The one who made Portal and Half-Life?
Valve.
Valve.
Yeah, they became Valve. You get only two. If you're not woke, you only get 2 seasons.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, and here's the thing. Guess what? I'm gonna be honest with you. First of all, if my comic doesn't touch China, well, I'll take that more of a compliment. I mean, not for the people.
Oh. If your comic doesn't touch China, you should have a scene in a future comic where your character finds out China doesn't like you and be like, woo! And basically have a little note saying, they don't like my comment in China. I see that as a win.
Exactly. And guess what? I'm gonna have a Taiwanese mythical creature like a vampire or ghost or whatever. I'm gonna look up, Taiwan mythology.
Well, China
And
actually has a thing called a hopping vampire.
oh yeah, I know about that. But like, I mean, Taiwan itself, not China. But the
Oh.
But no, like in my comic, I will have a diverse cast, but it's not going to be some stupid ass High Guardian Spice bullshit, though. It's going to be, yeah,
Again, that upsets me because I like the designs of several of the characters, but it's the whole thing of we have a diverse cast. And it's like, y'all are fucking blobs of white bread. I saw no black people, no Hispanic people, no Asians, just white people. Oh yeah,
exactly.
y'all might be queer, but that's just one part of diversity.
But like kind of just throwing it out there though. My main character, she is going to be Japanese. She's going to be based on the Funakoshi Onna, aka Two Mouthed Woman, and also Didi. I think when you said the last time I brought this up, you heard of her before. I think you might have watched one of Scribbler's videos, the MOP YouTuber, because when I was looking the yokai up, I came across her video on, well, the yokai. So you might have heard it from if you ever listened to Scribbler in the past before.
I've listened to Scribbler, but I I actually heard of the Two Mouth Woman from elsewhere because I, I like looking up ghost stories from around the world, not just the stuff we would have heard in America. You know, like the Hook and all that. You know,
Yeah.
or what's part of our hometown's history, like where I live. There's an old sugar mill that supposedly dates back to the time of slavery, and one story is a former slave fell into one of the mills and got crushed to death. So now you see a red mist on full moons. Another is a kid fell through the steps as a train passed, and now when a train passes, you hear a kid screaming. And then one my uncle told me was back in the 20s, a thing of circus freaks held up in there until the cops finally got tired of waiting and just went in and blew everyone away. So now you see the mangled remains of little people and fat ladies and stuff.
Yeah. Also, it turns out that we actually have a haunted hotel over in Dexter, of course, which is the next town over. It's called the Sterling Hotel, and it's actually been closed since like 1999. And also, there's like this one ghost investigator that was actually looking at like haunted like locations here in Maine. That it's actually pretty interesting. And
Oh, my brother and sister-in-law just recently moved to Maine.
oh, whereabouts?
They're living in a place called Unity, I think.
Huh. Well, I haven't been to Unity, so I mean,
Well,
I've
also,
been out of state a few times, but the farthest I've gone is about Texas.
Well, no one can name every place in their state. I mean, yeah, we'll know the big, like, example, I'm from Louisiana, so we'll know the big places like New Orleans. And, Cat, if you do not get off my bookshelf, Cat! Sorry, she's being a naughty cat.
Oh, God.
Is she a cute cat?
She's a calico.
So you're still actually chasing after Sweetums, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But like, no, I was about to, finish off with my comic though. Like I'm also going to have, like I said, the succubus will be bisexual, but here's something to note. While she is going to be a good guy or slash girl character, I am going to have Satan in it, who will also be bisexual, but he's going to be an evil bastard. Like his thing is going to be, he will call forth a succubus or an incubus. Succubi or incubi, either one.
Oh, you know that term mostly used by hardcore Christians, not today, Satan?
Yeah.
I saw a comic where there are several days on a calendar saying, not today, Satan, not today, Satan. And eventually says, today, hang out with Satan. And then you see this girl hanging out with the devil.
Yeah.
That sounds cute.
Hey!
But like, I was saying, just like in my comic, this is going to be a diverse cast, and it's going to be a actual good comic, that has like a story and shit like that, not some fucking woke ass nonsense. Like, say, again, High Guardian Spice had an opportunity to be good, but it was created by women who hate men, and and they clearly have an agenda to sell you because you got the whole how they treated the trans character as if he was just some special creature that we need to learn about, and the cross dresser where it didn't even have to be like that whatsoever.
The
I
women
mean,
who hate men and claim they're pro diversity, but basically have nothing but white bread. Where are the
exactly.
pumpernickel? Where are the spring rolls? Where are those people?
Exactly.
Yeah, they
But
just actually focus on their own gender identity politics over fucking anything that is inclusive or diverse. The only thing that's inclusive and diverse is their freaking hair colors.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping they use so much hair dye their hair falls out. Because if you do dyeing too much, your hair will fall out.
That's gonna be hilarious. I mean, they're
That's
already
why
ugly.
That's why I'd rather use a semi-permanent thing that washes out after a couple showers and stuff, because you get your color, but you're not having to use, like bleach and stuff to, do it. That
Yeah,
stuff
Yeah,
will basically
that's
eat
kind of
your
funny
hair.
thing with my hair because I got premature graying hair since I was 20 years old.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, by the way, what's hilarious is that I keep seeing this, what like this idiot called Ruby Week. It's like, God damn, no censorship with this show, just loud and proud. Talking about High Guardian Spice, and it's like, no censorship, huh? But you're okay with censorship if it was a hot anime girl with mommy milkers or whatever. Like you would want that censored. But it's
Oh
okay for
yeah,
your
they of course they
Yeah,
want that censor
I,
because
I,
they're joy hating fucks.
I kind of wonder if I were
Isn't
to
that
get
Funimation though?
if I kind of wonder if I were to get big enough in comedy, if I would have a special on Netflix, and because I would call it politically incorrect, if wokies would start screeching and saying, "Oh my God, she's like Dave Chappelle! Remove her from Netflix!" In which case I'd be like, "Oh fuck you! You just don't like that people have certain kind of humor. Look, I don't like rape jokes, but I'm not gonna tell a guy not to use rape jokes, because if the rape jokes work for him, people laugh. What can you do? You're basically censoring him by saying he can't do rape jokes. I would never do rape jokes because I think they're disgusting, but that's me.
exact
exactly.
exactly like comedy is subjective, which is something these rainbow colored neckbeard losers seem not to understand. And also, hold on, let's see if y'all guys can hear this crap. Hold up, hold. Let me.
Girl,
Alright.
this was our first everything hours, dork.
Mom looks so fierce in the uniform. Is that your sister?
It's me, actually.
You're a girl?
I'm transgender.
What the?
I
Oh, what the bloody ass fuck!
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
like,
Really? Really? Couldn't it have the line be like, "Look, I'm more comfortable as this gender," or something? No, we have to use the actual word because apparently we think people viewing the show are too fucking stupid to, put two and two together. Hell,
and
before the creator of the Owl House came out and said, "Yeah, Luce is bisexual," there were fucking hints. You have Luce blushing with a boy and then blushing with Amity's older sister. That was all I needed to be like, "Oh my God, she's bisexual. Oh my God,
yeah,
finally someone to represent me."
yeah, there you go. There you go. And also, one thing I do want to throw out there before forget this part. Just in case you don't know, this show has a trigger warning because it's violence. It's for adult audience only, and everyone has said that this show is very, very childlike, which you can see right there with not just the animation but the
Well,
dialogue.
unfortunately, people are idiots. I mean, Divsy Pop now has to put warnings before Hell of a Boss and has been
Hang
hosting
on a minute,
because
guys.
people are too stupid to realize, hey, maybe I should watch this show before deciding it's okay for my fucking kid to watch. Because apparently her animation is too childlike to hint that maybe kids shouldn't watch it. And it's like, that's why parents should, maybe watch a couple episodes before being like, okay, little Billy, you can watch little devilish creatures swear like sailors and get fucked by an owl.
But
That's like that's like saying Rick and Morty is for kids because reasons.
Because it has a similar style to Gravity Falls. Let's say that since
and I mean it's
the
just
creator of Rick and Morty is also friends with Alex Hirsch, so they've referenced each other's shows in their show. Like, if you remember the scene where Stan loses like a pen, a notepad, and a coffee mug, in an episode of Rick and Morty, you see those same things come out of a portal.
Yeah, basically that's pretty interesting. And
Personally, I don't believe in the whole Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty are connected theory because, let's be real here, Disney would probably sue Adult Swim if they did that.
Different, unless Disney buys the rights to Warner Brothers or something. But still, it's more of an Easter egg and a hi Alex, hi guy who invented Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
it's Easter. I mean, in Gen 4 of My Little Pony, in an episode, I think in one of the final seasons, where Rainbow Dash wants to ride a roller coaster, but there's a long line. You look in the line, and there is a pony version of Rick and Morty.
What?
Yes, there is pony versions of Rick and Morty, and consider. And you can't say that it doesn't mean anything when you remember that Rick says there's infinite Ricks and stuff. So there could be a universe where Rick is a fucking pony.
But what was also one to thought that too with the animation, the High Guardian Spies, it's it's more like a kid show that wants to pretend to be an adult. And the only thing it has going for it that's adult theme is shit, damn. And they do kill a monster or whatever, but
yeah, I'm sorry with the description of what the first episode I've been seeing is about. Steven Universe is more adult than that. Gravity Falls is more adult than that.
Dude, Samurai Jack is more hardcore than this shit.
Wait. Are we talking pre or post it being on Adult Swim?
I mean, both.
Well, if we're talking about when it was on Adult Swim, of course, Adult Swim, so we could finally see blood because
hell, even modern Family Guy and modern SpongeBob are more adult than this shit.
Okay, let's not use Family Guy because it really is supposed to be aimed at adults.
Okay, fine. Modern SpongeBob is more adult than this show.
Yeah.
Hell, Caillou is more adult.
Oh god, that's the biggest insult ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's a low blow.
Yeah. The show about a kid throwing a fit every time because his parents won't just either sit him in the corner or smack him upside the head and be like, stop this shit and don't pinch your sister. Because, yeah, that little brat pinched his baby sister in the show. In the book, he bit his sister.
I'm sorry, that's just way more fucked up. That is just,
Hell, if we can...
Yeah, I'm starting to see why Caillou's really hated cartoon character because goddamn kid!
I will admit it was funny when someone put a comment under the screenshot of him pinching his sister. This is when she was first brought home from the hospital. But as you know, Caillou is bald. Well, his sister had a little tuft of hair on her head, and someone put, "Bitch, you got hair? Give me that."
Yeah,
And
thank
it's
God
true.
when I
Why is
was a
this
kid.
kid bald? This is how you get this damn theories that he has cancer and stuff because we want him to relate to small children. You don't know that not all small children have to wait a couple years to get a thing of hair, right?
It's like a
Thank God
freaking
I never watched this show when I was a baby. I
they're not like birds who have to wait a couple of weeks to get their feathers or whatever.
Also, I'm bringing up the episode Arthur's Big Hit. You know how I would have felt bad for fucking DW? Is if Arthur had not once said while making his model plane, "Don't touch a DW," not giving an indicator that it's not supposed to be touched. And then DW broke it, and then it's like, well, Arthur, you never said anything. But the whole time he's building the damn thing, he's like, "Don't touch it. This is not to be touched. Stop, stop, stop." And she eventually destroys it. And his parents are like, "You shouldn't have hit your sister." And he's like, "Well, what about my model plane?" And they're like, "Don't worry, we'll deal with DW." And we never see the little bitch even put in the corner. And then when Arthur gets punched by a bully, they're like, "Well, maybe you know how DW felt." And it's like, this is different. Arthur didn't do anything to Binky to provoke being hit.
Exactly.
DW fucked with his model plane that he told her a million times, "Don't fucking touch it."
And the
And we're supposed to feel bad for the little brat because she was hit by someone who was bigger than her. Yeah, well, life ain't fair, and maybe DW will know never to touch someone's shit again when they say, "Don't touch my shit."
Exactly, and I
thank
mean, I
God I
remember
never
watching that
watched
show when
Nick
I was a
Jr.
kid,
or
and even
PBS
then,
Kids
it
when
was
I was a
just
baby.
absolute BS because DW was by all means in the wrong. She had no right to touch Arthur's, plane, and he told her 100 times to don't do it. Like, no, you deserve.
DW was basically like a cat. The only difference is if you hit a cat, which you shouldn't because it's an animal, but if you were to hit a cat, the cat's going to tear your arm up.
Exactly, and
Hey, Mr. Anime, could I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I probably said it already, but fun fact about me, I never watched Nick Jr. or PBS Kids, so I wouldn't know how that is. But what I actually watched when I was a baby is actually shows like SpongeBob, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Very Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, Billy and Mandy, and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Billy and Mandy in particular, maybe I shouldn't be watching at that age, but I turned out pretty fine.
Yeah, it certainly did. Turned out better than fine.
There's also a theory. There's also a theory someone made for Ed, Edd and Eddy. I don't know if y'all have heard the purgatory theory, but people get all pissy saying that it's not real. Which, yeah, it's a theory. That's the whole point. There's no proof that it is part of canon, but they get all pissy saying, "Oh well, the school part season proves that it's not real," and it's like, okay, first off, again, it's a theory. So, of course, unless the creator of Ed, Edd and Eddy comes out and says, yay or nay, it's a theory. But second, the school, the going back to school season was added because Cartoon Network was like, okay, we're going to renew you for a new series. And Antonucci's like, well, shit, this was supposed to be the last thing. So he had to scramble to make a new season. So he decided, well, we've done like several seasons of summer vacation. Let's do going back to school.
Yeah,
The school thing came after the theory. No one ever wants to take into account it came after the theory. It's like when someone does something like I wrote a fan fiction when I was in my teen years, basically an isekai before I knew what the term isekai was. And I decided to have one of the fictional humans from our plane of existence end up also getting a thing of the gum gum fruit. And this was before I knew that only one per person, you know?
Yeah.
This was before they came out with that. And now I keep getting things of, well, this couldn't happen because there's only one gum gum fruit or there's only one air fruit. I'm like, if you looked at the date when I posted this damn thing, you'd realize this was before this was knowledge.
And by the way, I gotta bounce, guys.
All right,
Let's-
later, man.
except
I mean,
The
I
ex-
shouldn't
the-
be so angry, but it's like, oh my god. Just look at the date. You see that it's posted before we knew that one per person when it comes to devil fruits. Then you're like, okay, well, obviously this was before we knew. Now, if it's after, then yeah, you can drag me to hell and back because I should know this by now.
again,
Yeah, but
gotta bounce.
all right.
It's nothing
Welcome
much.
on next Saturday, man.
Wait, is that how you spell Caillou?
No, I think it's
Hey, you know what? Screw it.
No,
Be excellent.
Matt.
Party the fuck on, dudes, and remember, any kids programming out there, stop treating kids like idiots.
amen to
My
that.
Little Pony is why it's a good show. Yes, they were also appealing to the surprising adult fan base too, but they also didn't treat kids like idiots.
Exactly.
But between that, I would rather be treated than an idiot than to be guilty for just existing. Woke shows these days.
No, what you were saying, the whole MLP Friendship is Magic, it doesn't treat, you, the watcher, whether it be child or adult, it doesn't talk down to you like, hey, we're going to learn about friendship and why friendship is important
And
and why
why
you
you
should talk.
shouldn't be mean to someone just because they're different.
Exactly. Like, no, instead, you, the watcher, has to, watch the episode and, this is what the lesson is. Like, when you're watching, let's take Rarity and Fluttershy's episode Green with Envy, with, one of the best, background guest ponies where she's called, Photo Finish with The Magics.
Oh, I love the music video.
Why am I
someone made
starting
with
to
Photo
think
Finish.
MLP is more subtle than pretty much every single Western
Well, I
anime made by
watched
Crunchyroll and Netflix?
I watched the new movie, and before that, I had heard that Sunny was going to be an activist, and I'm like, oh no. Because
Yeah,
fucking
'cause of-
wokies have fucked up the word activist. That the minute anyone hears activist, it's like, oh no, it's going to be preachy. And
That's
it
exactly what I
wasn't.
was.
That's what surprised me. I gave it a chance because I'm like, well, I can't judge it just by what the thing says. So I watched it, and it was actually pretty good. And wokies have fucking ruined the word activism because now anytime you hear someone is an activist or activism in a show or movie, it's like,
That's exactly what I was saying before when Clownfish TV was talking about the what the journals were saying and stuff like the next My Little Pony Generation 5 movie will be about an activist, yada yada. It's like, oh no, are we going woke? And then you watch the movie, it's like, oh no. If anything, Sunny is technically the Charles Xavier of the show here. Like, she wants, unity. She wants peace with all the other races and stuff.
she's actually willing to get to know a unicorn instead of being like, oh god, panic.
Exactly, and there's also no woke bullcrap. She never once wags her hoof, if you will, at Hitch, saying, "Now, Hitch, you need to check your stallion privileges and understand why it's hard being a mayor." Like, no.
Hell, it was her father who encouraged her to be who she is.
And
Most shows that are aimed at girls usually would have it be the mother or an aunt or something. Nothing
And-
against that though, because that's kind of sweet too. But it was like, oh my god, because my father encouraged me and my sisters when we were growing up to do what we wanted to do. So that
you
made
know
me
what?
happy because it's like, holy shit, they're actually showing a father being a good father for once.
You know what's funny is when I was watching the movie and I seen that episode, I was in my head, I was like, Dee Dee's going to like this right here. Because, like, I know you have a good relationship with your father and stuff, and I know you like this type of thing, with the whole daughter and father bonding, and the father's not a idiot, right? Like, the
Or
father's
an
supportive and
asshole.
stuff. Yeah, like the father is absolutely supportive, and that's a great thing. That's wonderful. That's sweet. It's finally the male isn't being treated as the idiot. And heck, even looking at Hitch, when we're all concerned with the movie being woke, like, oh no, is Hitch going to be the dumb guy where it's like,
Or since Hitch is a law enforcement pony, is he gonna be portrayed as someone who will be trigger happy and arresting any and everyone? What?
exactly.
And then we see him, and he's like, "Look, Sonny, you can't keep doing this, because I'm eventually gonna have to enforce the law because I'm the sheriff." He
Yeah,
actually says, "Look, I'm trying not to, but I'm eventually gonna have to do my job and deal with you if you don't stop this."
Exactly, and to top it all off is his personality is kind of like shining armor in a way, because like he wants to be, the good guy, the hero, and like he has this sense of honor and stuff, but he is somewhat of a goof. Like my personal favorite is when everyone is kind of, not listening to him. It's like, but I'm the sheriff. It reminded me of Finro from Black Clover, who no one listens to him, but it's like, but I have seniority.
I mean, hell, if we're gonna compare anyone to a dirty cop, it'd be Sprout.
Also,
Yeah,
Retail 4975 says, didn't High Guardian Spice have orc slavery, though?
Oh, let's turn this back on the wokies. Because if orcs are supposed to be black people, orc slavery is a very bad thing then.
mm-hmm. And also, I mean, slavery in general, because
That
remember,
means they're A-okay with slavery then.
yes,
Oh.
and
I know y'all
remember,
can't see it, but I'm doing that thing of, oh my, with my hand on my face, like, ooh.
but remember though,
Oh my god!
like they complain about the character in Genshin Impact who had slavery ancestry or whatever, and they even canceled that one Asian woman who wrote a book about slavery because God forbid if you have Asian slaves or whatever, only black people are allowed to be slaves in the woke's eyes, and yet
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I think it's called History of the World, but it's by Mel Brooke, I think. He's the one who did Spaceballs.
yeah.
Yeah, Mel Brooks.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. He plays yogurt in Spaceballs. But he did
Actually, he plays President's Group.
he did a movie called History of the Worlds, and then you see people being sold as slaves, where you meet one of the characters for the movie and stuff. And you see this Japanese woman who's looking terrified, and a guy says, I'll give you 5 silver shekels or whatever for her. And a big guy carries her screaming to the guy. And I'm like, sad thing is, this is what would actually happen in ye olden times.
Yeah, but of course the Wokies ain't gonna, bring that up because it doesn't go with their agenda.
Well, this is like Witcher, which is, supposed to be set in the past, where like I forget where Witcher is supposed to be set because it's been a while, but it's basically a country that back in ye olden days wouldn't have a lot of people of color. unless they were in forced employment, if you get what I'm saying. And people
Yeah.
are like, "We're the black people," and it's like, do you not realize the time period? You want to know where the black people would be in this
I mean,
game's
these are.
timeline?
I mean, these would be the same people that would be like, well, where's the Mexican character? Oh, wait, these are woke people, so where's the Latin people in this medieval European setting?
Well, like Resident Evil 5, it was kind of not a good game, what with the story and stuff. But people started getting pissy several years later, saying, "Oh, it promotes killing of black people." I'm like, well, it's set in Africa somewhere, so there's not going to be a lot of white people.
Exactly. And also, if you actually play the game, there's white and black zombies in the zombie horde. Plus, you get a beautiful black woman as your partner who can hold her own.
I mean,
And the main villain is still a white guy. So,
this ain't even a thing where, it's set in America, Canada, or, London, you know, where there would be just as many white people. So your argument could be valid. No, it's set somewhere in Africa, where the majority are mostly black.
exactly. But of course, they don't want to, look at that. But again, these idiots, they want to treat, black and Mexican and whatever else as precious little tokens who can never die in movies or video games. Like a gay person cannot die in a movie at all.
And that is another reason why Angel Dust is awesome, because it shows gay people die.
Exactly, and that's why they hate it so much. It's like, oh my god, this is bad representation. No, it isn't.
Again, if you watch the music video, I don't know who did the actual song and the melody, but we know Vivzy did the animation for the music video. But if you look at the actual music video, Addicted, that's supposed to be about Angel Dust, we get a hint that he died from a drug overdose, which is kind of technically destroying your life permanently. Because I
Yeah.
don't want Mr. Anime to get in trouble for the actual word.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's technically that, so he's not in hell because he's gay. He's in hell because he caused the ending of his life. It wasn't a thing where someone bashed his head in, and then he was in hell, and someone's like, "Oh, well, it's because you're gay." No, he overdosed. It wasn't. It was the kind that you can't come back from, and that's why he's in hell. It's not because he's gay. And people getting pissed at Katie Killjoy being like, "I don't touch the gays." I'm like, it's fucking hell. You really think there aren't going to be any homophobes in
And
hell?
also, she's supposed to be a bad person. Like, let the bad person be bad.
Her design is supposed to be based off a praying fucking mantis. Because every sinner that ends up in hell, their appearance either relates to their sin or how they died. So,
Yes.
so Angel being a spider would make sense because spider, especially if you take into account that he's basically a hooker pretty much, think of it like the Black Widow. She needs a mate so she can have babies, and then she kills the guy and eats them. And spiders are venomous. They can kill other spiders or themselves if they're not careful. Basically, think of it as a real life of it hurt itself in its confusion thing.
But like,
So
no, I
that could
mean,
also relate to Moxie's death, because despite having overdosed, that's a line in the song, and ending up comatose. I don't give a damn. That's part of the song.
But again, the Wokies don't see that, nor do they care because it hurts their delicate little agendas, their little tokens, and the tokens must be. They gotta have that. When you're playing a video game and you put in the cheat, and it's called God mode, where you're invincible and perfect in every way. That's what they want in their little tokens, to have it on God mode, where nothing can touch them and they can do anything and everything. You see this in every single media. Like, you look at Captain Marvel, for instance. Never once did she have a moment. Like, she had different memories shoved into her. Like, she had got new memories, like 3 or 2 times. I forgot how many. And never once did she stop and ask herself, who the hell am I? What am I? No, and instead she just gets these new memories. It's like, oh, this is who I am. Okay, well, I'm off to do the thing now.
Well,
Because
and I loved the first Wonder Woman movie, but 1984 just made me cringe because, and while how it should have ended, made a great joke with it, where the guy whose body it is like, I consent. It's funny, it is, but it's like, yeah, this guy that Wonder Woman put her dead boyfriend in did not get a say in anything. What the fuck, DC? Did y'all not watch the second movie?
no, I
No.
I mean I heard nothing but bad things about it, so I didn't really give it a chance.
Well, for this thing I'm talking about, nutshell, Wonder Woman finds a hot guy and she transplants her boyfriend's soul into it, thus putting the guy in the background, and she starts
See, yeah,
dating
I
this
have
guy
seen it.
and stuff
I have
stuff
seen
that
it.
has her
It's
boyfriend's
just
soul, and
ridiculous.
it's like, are we really not going to talk about the implication that the guy whose body this is did not get a say?
Well, I mean, what I've seen is apparently that's okay because it's a guy. If it was a
No,
woman,
it isn't. No,
oh
it
no,
isn't.
oh no, no, no. I
It's
mean, I'm not.
basically, it's like roofing the guy. The only difference is his body can still move around because her dead boyfriend's soul is inside it. But this guy can't consent. This guy can't be like, okay, sure, I'll let you drive my body around like it's a car I'm loaning out. I'm okay with you fucking Wonder Woman because it's my body. No, this guy gets basically nerfed into sleep while Wonder Woman's body gets to make out with her and fuck her.
Yeah, and also official Lucky Nerd says I saw it. I think you might be I think they might be referring to friggin' what I want to say there, to Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, and I've
Yeah,
actually seen Wonder Woman 1984. I just didn't like the whole freaking reference to Orange Man with freaking Pedro Pascal.
I
Oh,
mean,
God
I didn't see
damn it.
Wonder Woman 1984, but the first film was kind of meh, so I decided to read the comics instead.
Well, this is what was annoying me about people talking about
Oh,
Sprout on Twitter. Now, okay, I'll admit his mane kind of does look Trump like. I'll admit that. But everyone kept calling him orange. I'm like, he's fucking red. Are you people colorblind?
exactly. Like it was only the lighting, in that one scene that made it look orange. But you gotta
I mean,
remember,
I posted pictures with what it was called of the toys that you'll be able to buy for Christmas, I'm sure, that said Sprout, red pony figure. I'm like, well, people at Hasbro are fucking colorblind then if that's supposed to be fucking orange. It's not orange, it's red. Again, I'll give you the whole main thing because it does kind of look like something Trump would have if he was a fucking pony.
I just
But
want to know
he's
what
red.
I want to know, since they think Sprout is orange. I want to show them a picture of Big Mac and see, if they would say orange or red, because he's red. Applejack is orange. Like,
Yeah, Applejack's basically an invert of her mother.
yeah. But like, I mean, both Sprout and Big Mac share the same. I guess you can literally say the same color palette with a blonde mane and tail, as well as a red coat.
Hey, guys, I'm going to leave here soon. So, but before I go, stick with the shows because at the end of the day, the darkness is always with you. Also, Disney, why do you always cancel shows after the second season? Why do you do that?
Well, people keep saying that it's the fact that Disney prefers shows where no matter what episode is on, you don't have to worry about having to have watched a previous episode. But I really think it's because of the whole queer representation. People can at me all they want, but I really think that's the reason because notice how with Gravity Falls, it was because Alex decided to end the show, not because Disney decided to end the show.
So, in
Yeah.
conclusion, never pitch your show to Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, you might want to be iffy with Cartoon Network as well because they were okay with Steven Universe as long as they could allow countries like Russia to say Ruby was a boy. But when they had the wedding episode where Ruby was wearing the dress, suddenly it wasn't okay anymore.
Alright, I'm gonna head out, guys. See ya.
Later.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm just saying.
by the way, I forgot to mention. Okay,
No, it's ruined again. It's ruined again.
there we go.
There we go.
But before I forget, I kept wanted to say. Now, guess how much ratings High Guardian Spice has. And you know what?
One.
Let's make it into a little game. We're going to play the Squid Games. If you lose, you die. If you cheat,
What?
you die. And most
And
importantly,
that's where we're back.
if you die, you die. So, what are the ratings for High Guardian Spice from 1 to 5?
It
The chat.
depends. Are we going by Wokey reviewers, or in general? Because if we're going by the Wokies, they'll claim there's like 1 million views.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going by the actual legit general number. So 1 to 5. The chat can play
Negative
too.
20.
Wait, negative 20. Well, to
Hey,
be fair,
you said what the rating would be, and I'm saying negative 20 because I refuse to believe there is even one person who would have liked it.
it got 1.5 out of 5.
Ah.
And what's funny is when I was watching I think it was Clownfish yesterday. He was either Clownfish or Yellow Flash. He was reading the comments, and my personal favorite was this one that was a trans person saying, "As a trans person, I hate this episode because it's showing us as, well, basically tokens and not treating us as human beings."
Yeah,
And
they'll get torn to hell and back by Wokey saying, "Oh, you're not really trans," or "It's just internalized insert stupidity here."
exactly, and there's even a gay person that was like, "This show is really bad." So you have that whole LGBT squad laughing at you, and of course, like you said, they'll all be turned down like, "No, you're not a true a gay person or trans person, but because the gays would love my little token show."
I'm just gonna be honest, the descriptions I'm getting for High Guardian Spice, if the Owl House was like that, I would have instantly stopped watching the Owl House after like the first couple episodes, if not episode 1. You there, Dio?
Yeah, I'm sure. I was, yeah. but yeah, like it's absolutely fucking hilarious because what I'm assuming these idiots were wanting is the little show to have every single LGBT member and female out there to shit their pants. Like, oh my god, I feel so seen and looked at. Look, my representation. No.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie. I am happy that Luce is bisexual because one, she's an original character, so it's not the stupidity of here's a character that has always been straight, reskinned as bisexual. You have to be happy now because we recognized you, and it's like, no, you didn't. You gave me a character that was always straight. That's not recognizing me. That's basically being like, be fucking happy that we gave you this.
Exactly.
But I don't have to fucking brag about being bisexual sexual. So when I say I like Luz, it's not just necessarily that she's bisexual. I like Luz because she's a sweet girl. She's quirky. Hell, she's like me, where no one where when I was in school, no one understood me and just decided to be mean.
Yes, and again, like you said, Luz is a great character, sweet, everything like that. And the whole bisexual thing is just icing on the cake. But what these idiots, these wokies, are expecting is me and you, since yes, I have officially decided that I will be, labeled as bi, since I no longer am uncomfortable with the wokies making it look bad because you got several other individuals that I know who make me feel comfortable being a part of the community. So thank you for existing. But they're expecting us to shit our pants, be like, oh my god, look, it's us, it's our representation. Like, no, we don't want that. We want a good character who, if they happen to be X, then that's cool. That's great. That's awesome.
Well,
Fantastic.
it's like when it comes to representations for people of the Muslim community. You have a character named Dust from the X-Men that I guarantee you could easily make a show about if you tried, but no one wants her because she's not as popular as like Blade or something, and it's like, how is she ever going to become popular if you don't give her a fucking chance?
Exactly. I mean, that's how you make a character popular. I mean, you got to, let them have some kind of shine.
I
Let
mean,
them,
let's look at My Hero Academia with Suyu. Suyu was originally not going to have a backstory or nothing. She was just going to be a background character, to fill out the class and stuff. But fans started saying how they loved Suyu and stuff, and Horikoshi was like, well, crap, I got to give her a backstory now. She was originally supposed to be that person that you might glance at, but you were more focused on like Izuku or something,
yeah. And I mean, what Horikoshi has done with My Hero Academia was fantastic because every single character has a moment to shine that kind of lets you see their personality and how they work and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna say this: if I had like his personal email or something, I'd be like, look, I know it's your story and stuff, but please, just so I can see Wokies throw a fit about it, please make Mineta bisexual. Just so I can see Wokies get all pissy about it because it's the pervert and not like Izuku or Bakugo who are the queer ones. Please, I need this. I feed off their anguish. Please.
That would be fantastic because, like you said, it would be wonderful because it's they want the LGBT and anyone else to be their perfect little token. Minetta and Angel Dust don't fit their perfect little token agenda, so they have to be kicked out. But you got like say Earphone Jack Girl, who for whatever reason a lot of fans, air quotes mind you, are saying, well, she's bisexual only because she has like a tomboyish nature, which wow.
God
um
fucking damn it. My cousin, who is straight as a $1 bill, was a fucking tomboy. She's married to a man and has
and again,
several children. She has never
that's
once looked at any female and been like, damn, I'd do her. She's never been like that. Stop
exactly.
saying that if you're a tomboy. Stop saying that if a girl is a tomboy, she must be a lesbian or bisexual. Oh my
Exact,
god. Hell,
exact.
I won't lie. I had my tomboy phase as a kid too, but when I was really, really young, I liked the stereotypical girl stuff. I liked carrying baby dolls around and stuff and pretending to feed them and all that.
Yeah,
And guess what? I mean, it's just like when we had this conversation before, a couple of streams ago, where they always go after the quote obvious choice. They go after Betty DeVille because she's the tomboy, the
I
strong
mean,
woman.
I would rather a brand new character, but personally,
Everyone
if
would.
we have no choice but to reskin a character, I would have rather Charlotte just because of the fact that she's a hardworking woman. And really, I never liked Drew, and I kind of wish they would have divorced in the original series. So in
Mm.
this case, we could have Drew have Angelica for like the weekend or something, and then we could have scenes where Charlotte is still, friends with like Stu and Dee Dee, despite not being married to Drew anymore. But she'll still have lunch with them from time to time. And then you could have her say, and this is my partner, Louise, or something.
Yeah. And I mean, see, again, what's funny is that we can create these unique characters, but yet they can't because they want to go after that obvious choice. Again, Betty, and you got Gonzo, who is the trans allegory because he's the
I actually
weirdo.
talked to my dad about this recently. Like, of all Muppets you want to represent the trans community, why do you want the Muppet that's called a weirdo?
Exactly. It's like why? Again, it's just like the whole every time you ask these idiots about this coding, the race coding and shit, they always list off these racist stereotypical BS, right? Like how is an orc black? Well, you see, orcs are black coded because they're savages and they're stupid
So you're
and
saying black people are violent assholes?
no, no, no,
Bravo,
no,
nice to
no.
know you're an asshole.
No, no, I'm just saying that, but my
You
kids
said
said,
that
okay,
they're black coded because they're savages. So you're
and then
saying black people are savage.
and then you get blocked and muted by them,
Hey,
and then
if they don't want it thrown back at them, they need to think about what they're saying.
it's going to
That's
be
why I was annoyed out of all the people they could have cast for Buttercup for this live action Powerpuff Girls thing. They chose a black girl for the character that lives for beating the shit out of people. So you're basically going to make her the stereotypical violent black woman. Brava, Warner Brothers. Brava.
because of course. But it's just again they always go for that obnoxious, obvious choice instead of giving you something unique and original, like we would freaking want. Because they are expecting us to crap our pants and go squee because we got our little representation. Which, mind you, No one had this conversation in the 90s or early 2000s. My friend, who is Latino, likes Batman. His favorite villain, I think he said his favorite villain was Scarecrow, I'm not too sure. But, even though he's Latino, he doesn't go for Bane, who, mind you, is my favorite Batman villain, next to the Penguin and Victor Freeze, as well as the Mad Hatter. But here's the thing, we don't care about the skin color or the gender of a character. We want a good story. Hell, there was a stupid article that came out when the Squid Games came out saying the Squid Games shows you that a movie can be successful without an all-white cast.
It's
Yeah.
a Korean made thing. They're not exactly going to be finding a lot of fucking white people in Korea.
And not just that, but it's like, yeah, we already knew that. Like, white people aren't going to be like, no, I'm not going to watch this movie because there's no. Hell, you can even use anime as a perfect example because, fun fact, none of the characters are white. Doesn't matter if Naruto Uzumaki has blonde hair and blue eyes, he is Japanese by default.
Yeah, in fact, our buddy Anime 1992 says, heck, it's easy to introduce new characters. We would gladly welcome it without bullshit focusing on their sex or who they are fucking in bed. I want a character I can relate and tear/boo to, but also enjoy.
Exactly, and I mean, a
Well,
great example.
let's look at a series that, albeit more niche in their fandom, because they haven't had as much stuff as, like, say, Batman. Sam and Max started out as a comic. They got a cartoon in the 90s, and ignoring the episode where they fucking got married with Sam, the Irish Wolfhound, in the wedding dress, I might add, and Max, the killer rabbit, as I call him, in the tux. You look at the games and stuff, and you'll get little hints and stuff that they are a couple. Like I think it was either the second or third game, but you see a car battery with the um little things that you use to jumpstart a car.
Yeah, power cord.
And Sam says, I wonder what we can use these for. And Max is like, oh, it's easy. You stick the right one on the left nipple and the left one on the right. And he's like, not for the bedroom, you knucklehead. And it's like, I didn't need to know they were into kinky shit, but it's nice to know that they are a couple.
And
Exactly.
again, the Wokies won't look at that because it's going to be the same thing as with Angel Dust or even Mineta, where it's, this is not the positive representation that I want.
Basically, they want gay people to be seen as akin to fucking angels.
Yeah.
Lucifer was once an angel too, so.
And not just that, but they want them to be a perfect being that does no wrong. And what's funny is, even when they do it, they are the obnoxious kind of LGBT, where even Stodus and Angel Dust would look at them and go, calm the fuck down. You are way too gay right now.
Damn, when it's Stolas saying that, you need to seek therapy when Stolas is saying that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also Anime 1992 brings up another good point. Yet these fucking companies are targeting a non-existent crowd who doesn't buy the stuff or understand the lore at all. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, they basically ruined Wonder Woman. That they okay. So apparently the
They
lore
made Wonder Woman an assaulter. I'm not going to use the actual word because I don't want to get Mr. Anime in trouble, but they made her an assaulter in the second movie because, I'm sorry, making out with a guy because your boyfriend's soul is in it is considered assault because the guy who owns the body is not getting a say. Again, how it should have ended did make a funny joke where you have the guy inside his head saying, I consent. Please, it's Wonder Woman. I consent.
But I mean, yeah, and well, what I was going to say was, they they have a trans, Amazon now, which, mind you, wouldn't be a thing because all women are made by Zeus. All the Amazons are made by Zeus,
If you look at the
and
lore of the comics, all their souls are of the women who were abused in life too. So it's
that
basically like a second chance.
exactly, and it's like
Though in some cases, women from the outside world have been made honorary Amazon. So if they wanted, they could have a trans woman be made an honorary Amazon. She just wouldn't be an Amazon from the get go.
yes. But of course, they don't care for that. It's like, look at my token. Look at my black trans token. Looky, looky, looky.
She would be made an honorary Amazon, not she would have been one from the get go. She would be an outsider from the island, and if she proved herself loyal, Wonder Woman, aka Diana's mother, would be like, you have proven yourself. You're now an honorary Amazon. Because there are no men on the island. The first man they fucking saw was Diana's boyfriend. And he didn't become her boyfriend until she left the island to make sure her island would be safe.
Yes, but
Also,
again,
Anime Night brings up two good points. One is they think Dark Revan is a girl. Freaking.
You need something, Dad? Dad. Oh, sorry, guys. My dad came up to my door, and I forgot that the TV in the living room is right next to it.
ah,
And then also, he also says, I would love to fire these ass-clown journalists who focus on race and gender. Yeah, unfortunately, here's the thing. You ever think that these woke journalists would ever go out of business? Because, the amounts of, freaking likes and retweets that they would get is actually giving them any money. They should understand that basically fake journalism actually, gets them, the freaking dopamine hits and, the clicks that they want so that they can actually chill out more freaking propaganda BS.
yeah, and I just want to say, like, the last thing I want to say about this whole diversity mumbo jumbo is my comic is going to do it right. You're going to have your LGBT, your people of color, etc., which it would make sense, right? Because the vampire that I'm using is going to be based on an African vampire, and I have a Mexican, spirit folklore, and Japanese, etc., So. It's going to be diverse with all of that, as well as the succubus is going to be a sexy ass woman because, well, she's a succubi, and she of course is going to be bisexual, but it's going to be done right. And guess what? You're going to have your evil LGBT, your evil POC, and stuff like that. Because Satan is going to be an evil bastard who he's going to be bisexual, and his whole entire shtick is he is going to demand to have any succubi or incubi he wants, and you have no choice if he calls forth for you. So yeah, there you go. Evil bad guy there, and you're also going to have again, it's everyone is going to be good and evil. This is going to be a nice comic that's going to be awesome action, hot women, hot guys, etc., etc. There isn't going to be some gender studies bullcrap.
Exactly. Because we just want, good storytelling instead of, all this, forced propaganda shoved down our throats, 24/7,
And it's like
365.
And it's like what I brought up, yesterday with that whole uh, uh High Guardian Spice, where there was a scene of the crossdresser. Like anime does it so much better because while there is the trap, the character will be freaked out for a second because oh my god, you're actually a guy, okay, but it's treated normal throughout the entire series. Like no one is bad mouthing Felix Argyle from V0 or Astolfo from Fate or Hidori from Blend S, etc., etc. And the traps don't ever get any flack compared to this woke shit where you gotta have that straw man that, oh no, you're a guy in a dress, I gotta overreact and be a total asshole.
If I could ever find someone to do the drawing for me, I'd love to do a comic or a show where the main character is probably queer. I haven't decided yet, but if I do make them queer, they end up finding someone who's the stereotype. Like, let's say I make them a lesbian, but I have it subtly where they blush every time a, a cute girl walks by or something, but that's it. That's all you got to tell you that she's a lesbian. And then you meet the butch, stereotypical butch lesbian saying, "Oh, I pussy, you want to drop your pants for me?" And the main character be like, "Wow, this is why we are always portrayed like this in media. You are a fucking walking stereotype. Fucking stop it."
Yeah, I mean, I already added like freaking a spin-off character of Dionysus into my story though. I'm calling him Dino Lupo, as you know. Basically, he usually prefers wearing like he actually has like a ponytail like Dionysus' OC. But I just actually decided to still do like the Shy Guy mask, but he usually likes to wear dresses a lot. So
I've been thinking about your story, the one where a guy's trying to get rid of anime and stuff.
oh, Anarchy of
And
Anime?
yeah, and I've just thought about this because my nephew and recently finding out my youngest niece are into anime and the neighbor's kids, and I'm just thinking, "Oh god, these poor children be killed." Now all I imagine is myself in your story basically taking all these kids who are being hunted and being like, "Yeah, you're not getting these kids unless I fall." And I am sure as hell gonna make sure I take as many of you assholes with me if that happens.
Exactly. Because basically we're fighting for a cause in Anarchy of Anime because we believe that, we go by this anime is freedom. That's where I actually came up with that's where I came up with the catchphrase for free quotes.
Ooh, fun. And that's a good motto too. Like looking at mine with the whole, I've been working on it, but I finally decided that I will use the let your desires or let your passions burn brightly because that's exactly what I stand for. Believe that every last one of us deserves to have our desires accepted, no matter how twisted it is, as long as it doesn't hurt real people, aka no cheese pizza lovers allowed. But lolicons and shoulders, yeah, it's fiction, dude. Like you're not hurting anything, right? And
I also I also imagine since I've seen their only my neighbor's only daughter's drawing skills and stuff. I just imagine her within this world drawing drawing things like this is not how this is not how the world should be, with like Sailor Moon fighting against a lackey or something.
I personally would still like to have a commission made where Common America is standing on the head of the un-Captain America, the one who turns his back to the flag and shit, while the beaten up bodies of all the other woke Captain Americas, the gay one, the female one, the Native American one, all of them
the
are just
Filipino one who has a name that means ball sack.
yeah, and all of them are just lying on the ground, bloody as hell, as if the Powerpuff Girls got a hold of them.
If
And
I
Captain
had to
America,
choose one of these Captain Americas if I was told you gotta like one of them, even if I'm not into woke shit, I would choose the Filipino one just because I'd be like, yes, my favorite Captain America is ball sack.
but
That's a good one.
Captain America would have a hit, foot on America's head while holding the American flag and saying, "I'm proud to be an American."
I mean,
What?
this is like the Oreo Barbie from the 90s, where it's like they had no black people, or they would have told them that Oreo is a slur in the black community, because they chose Barbie's black friend to be the one to carry the Oreo merchandise because they had to deal with Nabisco. And I'm like, y'all had no black people in marketing, did you? Because I know at least one black person be like, you're gonna get a lot of backlash if you sell this doll.
Yeah. Also, another thing, I was also thinking, what if it was just Common America? Like, what about the whole Common Core? Like, Common America, Common Comic, Common Ramen, and Common Big.
I've been trying to find Common America comics, but I can't find any.
Oh, have you tried the freaking what's that site? Imagine Comics. That's where Common America comes from.
Could you try later DMing me a link?
Oh, no, wait, it's Iconic Comics. Iconic Comics is the you see, try the Iconic Comics website.
Well,
try
could
Google
you still link me the link in DMs or something?
All right, well,
when you get the chance, I mean.
Yeah, I'm just about ready to wrap this up as well. So,
but
let's get her fun.
But I bring up the Oreo Barbie thing because it's like, did no one think to talk to a Filipino, find a name that might be suitable for the Filipino Captain America? Because I guarantee the minute some white boy decided to say, we're thinking of calling her Ari, you'd have the Filipino be like, unless you're trying to appeal to the immature male viewers, Ari means ball sack. Talk to someone of the culture and race and stuff so they can make sure you don't look like a dumbass.
And see,
it's not that hard.
And see, that's the other thing too. I want to throw out there with my comic is I'm doing my absolute best to try to make sure I understand each one of these mythical creatures from their respective origins, like the Funakoshi Onna and all of them. But when it comes to the vampire in Africa, I've got to say its name. The only thing
are you gonna include anything from Ireland?
The succubus is the Linan Shi. So yeah, I mean, I do have the Ireland, the Irish folklore. So I do have the Linan Shi, who, since she is about instead of fucking you to kill you, she is more of a muse where she inspires you to be the best of the best, and then she drains your life force, and then you die. My Linan Shi is going to kind of boost your strength and power. And if she wants to, she can absorb your, life force and, kill you. But but what I'm going to have done is she's going to do that to her enemies because she's going to have that Kenpachi from Bleach or Mariona from Black Clover's personality where she wants a good fight and she will use her power to increase your strength and, power to, make you at least worthy to fight against. but after the fight, she drains your life force and then you die. She'll say thank you though, so she will at least have manners. Like, thank you for this.
What about a Dullahan?
Wait,
What?
what?
A Dullahan. Basically, they're like the Celtic. They're like headless fairies.
Oh, I know. A Dullahan is like a headless horseman.
Well,
Yeah.
fun fact, there's one in Mexican folklore where it's this bandit who, it was during the gold rush, and he was killed by a guy named Bigfoot Joe or something like that, and his head was cut off and sent back to the rest of the bandits to kind of be a warning, and so he is technically a headless horseman, but my headless horse.
Dio, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I get my words out? Because I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm about ready to close up, so.
Okay, here's my last words thing. Look, people in Hollywood, we don't mind representation for the queer community. We just hate the stereotypical representation. Not every man is gonna be effeminate and be like, hi. And not every woman is gonna basically look like a man.
Tita.
You don't have to go by those stereotypes. And if you need to let people know, just do it once. Say, hi, my name's Regina. My name used to be Richard. That's all you need for trans representation. And hi, I'm Lily. Lily, this is my partner Lola or something. There you go. Or hi, I'm Beatrice, and this is my ex-partner Bob and my new partner Rena. That's how you get your information out. You don't have to basically have it said every 5 minutes. Anyway, I'll see y'all guys. Mr. A, if you're doing a thing tomorrow, I'm babysitting tomorrow, so I won't be here, unfortunately.
Aw.
All right. Well, Dio.
Well, so it was fun as always, and to tell you honestly, I don't really have much of a farewell, but just for a real quickie, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. You can't stop the things that I do. I ain't lying.
Well, I appreciate that, and thanks for coming on. I appreciate you all being here. And as always, guys, just remember these 3 things. Respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, enemies freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. 343 saying, sign out, everyone.
Peace.